Hey, thanks everybody for coming today. I am super excited about our class, but we'll get to that in just a second because first, I would like to introduce you to Brandon. He is with Luna Mortgage and he brought our lunch today. So we're extremely grateful for that, Brandon, and we can't wait to hear all that you have to offer.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you for having me. Is everybody in here new agents? Is this
Mix.
good mix? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my name's Brandon. I am a mortgage broker. I work for a company called Luna Lending. New to town. Just moved here about a month ago from Denver. Been a lender for about 10 years. When I had my second child, so I have two under two, my wife brought up the idea of moving to Raleigh, where her parents are. And I was like, okay, this is great. I grew up in Florida, so being back kind of driving distance from the coast was huge.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you been to Red Rock?
Oh, many times.
It's on my bucket list. I've
Yeah.
never been there, so we have to ask anybody from Colorado.
Absolutely. You know, big reason I moved from Florida initially to Denver was
Oh yeah,
great.
you, Caitlin.
Yeah, big reason I moved from Florida to Colorado was for the agency.
Nice.
So I'm a big great.
That's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
It just hadn't happened here.
Absolutely. That's a really cool spot. Yeah, so good to be back here. I went over to Outer Banks this weekend and got humbled by the waves there. That is that area don't play. A little bit different than Cocoa Beach, that's for dang sure. Man, Cape Hatteras. Yeah. The guys and gals who surf there regularly are fantastic. It was neat to see in person. I think the one of the best ways to kind of get your name out if you're new or if you're a veteran is to be contacting clients and offering to train them on various topics that you guys are learning about. I think it kind of parallels well with the class you guys have going on today. But I think that's a huge value add that I can bring to the table is I host monthly trainings on various products that then you can turn around and go and reach out to your database and say, hey, I just learned this really interesting thing about self-employed loans. Maybe this is for you, maybe it's for your brother or sister, but I just wanted to put this out on your radar. So I think coming from a place like that toward your sphere is really gentle and a great way to just remind people what you do and that you're professional. You're just approaching it with value instead of like, who do you know who's going to be buying stuff? And say, hey, I learned about this neat thing. Maybe it's applicable to help on your home buying journey, that kind of stuff. So if you would like to be on that distribution list, I handed out all my business cards. Text me your name and email, and I'll put you on that list when I send out the trainings. I do every month. This month going to focus on P&L loans. So if you're a self-employed person, you write off a lot on your tax return. Your tax return might not look too good to a mortgage lender, but there are other ways to get financed. So P&L loans are really cool. Once again, it's more about putting this stuff out in front of your sphere, and then they're going to circle back and you guys about maybe using it. Or maybe they got a cousin or a neighbor who heard, they heard, especially with tax day today, they heard that they're getting sloughed. They wrote off a bunch of stuff. Maybe this is perfect for them. So
you're saying you do those loans?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, as a mortgage broker, we do tons of different loans. And so, like I said, I think the best thing that I can bring to an agent, other than really quick approval, is training you guys on these weird little things that you can in turn go and communicate to your database. That's a great way to shape the tree. Any questions I can answer? Anything like that? What are you guys seeing out there? How's a lot of seller concessions still coming in on offers? Yeah.
Yeah. I always that.
Totally.
Right now, there's a lot of inventories.
Absolutely. Yeah. When my wife and I just bought in Wake Forest, we were able to negotiate $30,000 in seller concessions, and we ended up with an interest rate in the fours.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's tons of opportunity out there. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks,
you.
Brandon.
Of
And
course.
thanks again for lunch. It was a great meeting you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, do me a favor. Text me your name and email. My cell phone's on that business card, and I'll get you guys. I'll make sure that I'm sending you those monthly trainings so you can get coached up and hopefully close a couple more deals a year.
If you want to, would you send it just to the school once a month, and that way we have it too?
Oh, great idea. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Teacher class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to have them come in. We bring teachers in usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have.
Yeah, I used to be a teacher myself. I taught middle school math, so your
Oh,
clients
that's
or funky tax returns are big, man, compared to things I've seen. So.
Middle school is tough, man. All right. So thank you everybody for coming to our Be Niche class. And I just can't even really put into words how excited I am about this class and about Caitlin, who is teaching it, and all that she has already taught me as her team leader. And I really encourage you guys to lean in on what she's talking about today. Because there is, if you don't know this, there's so much AI and faults out there, like so much fake out there that people are dying for just like average person. They want the real life normal person. They don't want the fake that looks pretty, the cool and all that. They want to see who you are. So this is how we're going to find out who you are and how you can leverage that. I remember when Caitlin first joined the team, she was training with Charity Massaudi. I don't know if you guys know that, but know her, but she called me after the training one day and said, Tracy, and I knew Caitlin was a cosplayer. I helped Caitlin buy her first house. In fact, truth be told, when she called me and said she wanted to come work for me, my very first thought was, I don't think that's a fit. I really did. And we talked about this. She knows this. But within 5 minutes of our interview, I knew she was my girl and she was going to be with me for a very, very long time because it didn't matter that she cosplayed. She's smart. She's kind. She's really sneaking good at her job. So what it taught me, like when she asked me, Charity said, find your niche and go out there and get into it. And so Caitlin said, well, can I go to these cosplay shows as a realtor? And Charity said, well, double check with Tracy, but I would imagine yes. So she called me and asked me, and my first answer was, oh, yes. Right? This is my first and only person really on my team, and now she wants to do it in costume. That's a lot to manage. So, but what happened is very quickly I realized, wait a minute, she's a cosplayer herself. She bought a house from me. Then she sold that house and bought another one and helped me, like her mom sold another one. So she has friends that clearly do the same things and they need houses too. So why wouldn't she tap into that group? And it has just been so good for you and really good for me because even though I don't cosplay, I do have areas that I could be delving out into more. That I've spent a lot of my career trying to be this person that everyone thinks the real estate agent should be. And it's wrong. We are ourselves. And when they get out there in the real world and start talking to you, they're going to find out who you really are. So let's do it to begin with and connect with the people that automatically like us. So with no further ado, Caitlin, take it away.
Thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate you coming to another one of my classes. Gonna hear me talk about weird things as usual, because we want to talk about being authentic to yourself, right? This is how people are going to vibe with you, and you're going to meet your ideal friend who's also your ideal client, right? If you think right now, who is your ideal client? Other than maybe they're gonna buy $1 million house. You already know who it is, and I bet it's a lot like your personality, right? So we're going to workshop this today. We're going to work together. So this is a phones down, laptops away. We're going back to paper and pen. Nicole, don't look at me like that. We're going back to paper and pen today to do this, right? So let's talk about this. What makes a niche? Whose face is it following back here? Excuse you. Sure you don't want me back. Let's go. Hey, stop looking at it. Stop looking at you. It's gotta look at me.
Okay, just go. We're gonna have
Yeah. You root. Yeah. Okay. Stop listening. You could just turn it off. It's okay. So let's talk about what makes a niche. The definition of niche, and I pulled a couple of different definitions because I think in real estate we have some different ideas about what niche actually means, right? Like someone says, go find your niche in real estate. What do you think that is?
everybody freezes.
Everybody freezes. No, we're talking today. You're talking back to me today.
Or we say, like a base of consumers, like relocation.
That's right.
First time buyers.
That's right. That's exactly right. You're probably thinking of first time buyer. Oh, I really love luxury. Oh, I really like 55 plus, whatever your vibe is, right? But there's so much more than that, right? A niche is a place, feeling, or activity a person feels where they most belong. So I think those real estate niches that you're thinking of is definitely important because you're already connecting in that way. Like for me, it's first time buyers because Tracy made such a huge difference to me after my original experience where I almost didn't buy a house at all. She made me feel like a paycheck. And I'll tell you what, I was pre-approved for $90,000 in 2017. It's not a lot of money. Okay? And she made me feel like I wasn't worth
Not me.
a lot of money. No, not Tracy. Tracy held my hand, showed me the way, changed how I perceived real estate. Now I want to give that back passionately to all of these people that I can then reach with my other niches, right? Being the cosplaying realtor, right? So your niche is highly specific, your area of expertise. You are differentiating yourselves from other people, right? This is what we're going to do to make us stand out and stand apart from other agents out there. High value. People perceive you as high value when they connect with you, right? You're immediately their best friend because you can have a conversation about something that the other guy can't. And that's super duper important. And then catering to the unique needs and interests over the mass market, right? Same thing we just said. So let's take our papers and pens.
Does anybody need a pen?
This is the workshop portion.
Now we get to the new.
Yes. You go back. You go back. We can email this to you guys too.
Yeah.
Okay. I have everyone, if you gave me your email address today or previously, I'll email the presentation back out.
Right.
But you're gonna go home with an actual roadmap, so.
Yeah. So on your paper, we're going to start categorizing different niches into, right? We're categorizing them and we're going to use those to propel us into what is our niche and where are we going to be making the most difference in our own lives and in our clients' lives. So niche type hobbies. List all of your favorite hobbies on the hobby line, okay? Do you play or enjoy sporting activities? Yeah? Did you write that down?
I already did.
Good. Okay, great. Good job, Jonathan. So you participate in any group events, choir counts, right? Okay. Singing, right? Crafting, that's me. Right? Do any of you like do other crafting? Raise your hand if you craft. No, cool. Okay. Yes, Tracy.
Can somebody share one of their hobbies that wasn't mentioned? Like who has a hobby that we haven't, that's not on
Right.
there?
These are simply
I know
examples
someone in the
of
room
what you're
has one.
thinking.
I know someone in the room has one, so I wanna hear some other examples for those that might be struggling, yeah.
I was scuba diver, so
Wow.
That's awesome, very cool. And then what else?
Walking, hiking.
Yes.
That's something.
You know, can call her out.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
She found her niche with walking. She started a walking group. How easy is that and fun? But she's not going out there going, all right, ladies, who's buying a house today?
Yeah.
That's not what we're doing. We're just making friends, and through the connections, we're learning about.
Right.
They learn about what we do for a living.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. I love it. So some of these hobbies dominate our life. So we've categorized these into something called a lifestyle. It's okay if you have them on more than one line, because maybe that just means how important it is to you, right? So your lifestyle, are you a foodie? Right? Is walking actually your lifestyle more than a hobby? So maybe you want to move that over to lifestyle, but keep it on your hobby too. It's okay. There's no wrong way to do this workshop sheet. That's for sure. Do you love animals more than people?
That's mine, pets.
Do you eat, sleep, breathe, health, or fitness? Does anyone love fitness over here? Yes, I can see it. I can see it. The surfer guy, you got this, right? Or do you see community through faith or other avenues? Right? Those are things that are really meaningful to you. And those are places where you can make those meaningful connections with other people who are just like you. Right? But not everything we do is fun. Right? Boo. Sometimes we have obligations. So we're going to move to the next section, right? After our lifestyles. Does anyone need more time to think about their lifestyles or hobbies? No? Okay. All right. So what kind of obligations do you have? Things that if I'm going to be there doing it anyway, I might as well connect with some people there who also have to be there doing it anyway, right? Maybe you volunteered for the PTA, take your kids to a scout activity or sporting event, right? How many of y'all in here have kids? Yeah. Are you doing obligatory things with your children? Do they do a sporting after school, some kind of activity? Yeah? Could you make other friends there who might also need you in the future? Right? That's how we're doing it, but we're doing it in a funsies way, because we're all in the same boat together, right? So, thinking about your obligations, write that down.
What might some other obligations be? Who does something on a regular basis they don't love doing, but they have to do it?
I'm not supposed to say I don't love doing it, but I go to Bible class.
Okay,
So, you know,
it's an obligation.
It's
It's a
an
non-negotiable. You're gonna
obligation,
be there
yeah.
every week. Yeah, that's a good one. What are some other ones?
Since I'm not a multimillionaire, I play work.
Work. My primary obligation is.
If I wouldn't do it, if I didn't have to.
We'll come back to that because we're also developing a theory called not working.
Yeah.
That's another class for another day, but it's also good.
That's one of my other
My
topics.
biggest obligation is the gym.
The gym,
You know, I was hoping somebody would say that, because if you,
But I don't.
right, we hate going to the gym, but if you go to, well, some people like going to the gym. I don't like going to the gym, but if I'm gonna go anyway, why aren't I wearing a real estate shirt? Why aren't I, because we're not talking to people. We're talking to people, while we're on the treadmill. You don't talk to people at the gym, right? But if you're advertising that, they're gonna start to see you, and they might just have a question one day and go, hey, I was wondering, do you sell real estate? Blah, blah, blah. It's just you.
I saw your shirt.
And you can also get into groups within the gym, right? Take classes. Then you're gonna meet people and talk to them more. If you took an aerobics class, don't you talk to people more there? And you network with them? So that might be something you could do to branch out of the gym, is get into an activity outside of the gym.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you have a handout
Yes, I
for
do.
our new buddy?
I haven't joined the gym.
Good, I love that for you. I enjoy it.
I heard that when I was on, is it?
Patricia, you're so kind to turn my camera off.
Thank you.
Just hit the red button.
Okay.
Yeah, the cool mechanism is not doing what it should be doing. Nope, off. If you hit the red button, it'll stop recording. Yeah, there you go. It's fine. It'll move around, but it's not recording anything anymore. So, okay, so welcome. We're figuring out our niche. This is the place that we're going to be vibing with people on levels that resonate with us. So if you want to write down your favorite hobbies, they might leak into your lifestyle, right? Something like that. And then we just did obligations, places that we have to be anyway. We're doing it anyway, so why not make connections while we're there? All right, and lastly, we did make it to actual real estate niche. So write your favorite real estate niches down. Where do you love working with people in real estate? Yes.
And if you're newer, I'll give you a tip. Write down first-time home buyers, because they're gonna be much easier for you. And if you want to focus on that, if you're passionate about that, don't do it because I said it, but like, if you like people and you like helping people, that would be a good place to start, because it's gonna be much easier for you to deal with the first-time home buyers, because they don't know anything. They're not gonna try and boss you around.
Right.
Read my mind.
Right. Not investors. Investors is at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
55 plus, I'm throwing out some ideas to get the juices flowing.
You're
Downsizing.
55 plus would make perfect sense of who I would connect with, because we have the same
Right.
things in common. We grew up together.
Right.
So I know them and I can talk on their level much more than someone who just graduated college. So because I started loving first time home buyers, 55 plus would be way closer to what I would vibe with now, just because of life and experience.
Transitions.
Your niche can change.
55 plus, you gotta have patience. Because Ashley focuses on that. Sometimes she gotta print out paperwork and bring it.
Meet them in person. Yes.
But you know how valuable it is to those
To
people.
be that
Yeah.
person.
It's so valuable.
They love her.
And they always tell us, obviously, in real estate, show your value. And she's building that value by being so integral in the process to these people that they're gonna say, oh, my friend also needs your assistant.
And when we have client events, Ashley always has more clients like anybody else show up.
It's so and the
Absolutely.
daughter that helps them, right? Because their kids are too busy to help them with this stuff and don't know anything. So and I've had the same experience. My whatever you want, it's your sheet. What do you add?
Luxury living.
Yeah, go for it. Put that on your.
Is
Is
that
that
not real estate?
Yes, but listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like new construction.
Do it, write it down.
And then,
Curious, what do you like about new construction?
I don't know, it just, I guess that's my little niche, you know, or whatever, I don't know.
Love
I
it.
guess,
It
like,
could be a thing. I didn't know if there was a specific reason.
no, it just, I don't know, it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems, you know. Maybe also because I just bought new construction myself, so I know.
You're familiar.
Ground up,
Yeah.
you know, I watched my house being built.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, so you're comfortable there. Perfect.
That's right. I love that.
That's exactly the point. The reason that you gravitate towards it is because you have experience in it
Yeah.
and you're comfortable there. So you don't have to learn how to be comfortable in that
And his
space.
personality is super well suited, because Jonathan will be at an open house, he'll see cars slowly driving through the neighborhood and he'll go talk to
I'll
them.
be like, hey,
Street.
oh, I never hung out in the house. I hung out.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, 5 miles an hour, you must be liking the neighborhood. Oh yeah, we do like the neighborhood. Well, here, let's go in.
Yeah.
What car in?
Yeah.
Love that.
I love
Yeah, I think, it feels like,
That science too.
Does everyone have all of their categories, their niche categories? Does everyone have at least one thing in each category?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So do you guys have questions before we move on to the next part? All right, so we're gonna break it down and breaking in, right? We're networking by not working, okay? Because we're having fun, right? That's the whole purpose of what we're doing and having a niche is that we're having fun. I dress up and I go to an anime con basically once a month. I have a table there. I'm a vendor. People walk on by. They think they're coming to talk with someone in cosplay. Suddenly I'm like, do you want to take a quiz? And then they're like, shh. They think I'm going to do like a cute little anime quiz. And I'm like, what's stopping you from buying a house? Is it, and I'll say something silly related to anime. Like, is it the mimic of the market is really scary or whatever? And they get it. I'm talking to them in the language that makes sense to them. Now they're spending a 15-minute conversation with me, taking my quiz, telling me their fears in real estate and why I then, with my value, tell them they shouldn't be afraid.
But she's dressed like them in their environment, and so they automatically like her.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, can I tell a quick story? I'm sorry. When Caitlin I went to her first, not her first, but the first and only Geek and Grub event that I went to with her. Super excited. I love conferences. You all know I can talk to a brick wall, and they might sometimes even talk back. Like I love talking to people. But I got there, and we were both in costumes.
Yes.
Because I said I would dress. She picked my costume for me and everything.
I'm curious to know who you.
Okay, we were.
I don't even know.
No, I tell you, so have you guys seen Clue the movie with Tim Curry?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were characters from Clue. Okay, because it was game theme,
Okay.
and I wanted to make it accessible, so I went with classic board game, but I took the movie version. We dressed up, it was great, people loved it.
But here's what I learned. Here's what I learned. This is what the whole point of this is to tell you guys. Me who can talk to anybody at any time, always was completely out of my elements. And I didn't talk to one person that day. Because I watched her talk to the first person and went, oh, I couldn't touch this. She is so in her element. She is so vibing and comfortable that I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So this is why we have to dig into this because of that, how much business came from your geeks? Last year?
85% of my sales year to year. It's not.
Anybody say that they've come up with 85% of their
I
sales
would
and having
be super duper in the dirt right now if it were not for this nerdy community that is supporting me and day by day I have this opportunity to give back to them.
So that's why we want you guys to find yours and jump into it. This isn't just a paper exercise. This is figure out where you are happiest and then go out there and get involved with those people on every level that you can. And then you're going to just naturally fight with them and it comes out in conversation. So
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, no,
Let's unpack it.
No, I love it. We're gonna unpack it. So flip your sheet over. Now we're gonna list where it says our top 5 niches. Let's list Our top 5 favorite things from the front page. Those are going to be your top 5
Things that
niches.
make you happiest. It doesn't matter if they're real estate related or not.
Does
But
not
your
matter.
favorite
Your
things on
happiest places on earth. I don't even care if you tell me it's Disney. We will find a way to make Disney legal your business. You know why? Because Astoria is coming to Raleigh and you can sell their Disney house.
Yeah, it's
If
gonna
you
be
put
25
Disney
years
on
though.
there, 25 years, shush. We'll still be in real estate, but
That's like,
Okay.
I've met 3 of my clients that we started talking about barbecue before we even started talking
Right.
about houses.
perfect.
Exactly the point.
And actually 2 of them now, I mean, we live in the same, like, I ended up selling them their house in my neighborhood, and then I bought a house there as well.
I love that.
So, I mean, it's like now we're best friends.
Now you're best friends.
It is, I found a way to put real estate into just about every conversation I ever have. Unless I don't feel like it, because sometimes I'm grumpy. But if I, in the right, like if I'm in that mode, whenever I'm talking to someone, they ask me one question, I'm gonna answer their question and ask them another question. And somehow I'm gonna go, well, the reason I ask this is because I'm in real estate and I always want to know where people live. Like, that's my thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut your hair. I like when people say, oh yeah, I just bought a house. What is the first thing you say to them? I always go, oh, where'd you buy it?
Yeah.
And they look at me like I have 2 heads, but my whole point is there's always something you can bring up about what you do for a living that isn't saying, do you want to buy or sell a house? But you have to be in front of the people and it comes up in conversation. Yeah, I closed on a house yesterday. Or, oh my gosh, I've been trying to get these people under contract and we just got under contract. This is so great. That's not me telling them I had a great day at work. That's not asking what they want to buy or sell a house, but it strikes out there what I do. My goodness, I gotta walk away from it. But it's that day, I'm up there, right?
All right. Are you guys still working on your top 5? Your top 5. And I have a note here that I want to read to you guys because we talked about it recently, Tracy and I. And remember that the vulnerability you have of being your authentic self with people is powerful. Right? When you're showing them a side of you that's not, I don't want to say not professional, but people I think don't look at me and think I'm a professional real estate agent. But there is something deeper in that. And I think showing someone when you're walking and you're sharing your story and you're making yourself vulnerable with them, if you're sharing your favorite foods, right? I think these things are really personal. And when we're making those connections, that's where your real power is starting to come into play. So I'm giving you permission.
Well, they're starting to trust you.
They are. That's right.
That when you're talking their language,
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
or they don't feel pressured like, oh, he's just trying to sell me something.
No, because you're one of them. You
Yeah,
have to be
it's
one
not
of
about
them
that. Like I
first.
said, we talked 15, 20 minutes about something else. You know, before I was like, oh, well, let's go over here and look at this house.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Does everyone have their top 5?
At least one.
At least one. We need at least one to work with. So now we're going to meet them where they're at. So now we're figuring out how we're going to meet these new friends, right? This is, I think, probably maybe the more important part of the workshop today, not just making a list of who you like talking to, but how are you going to talk to them, right? And so let's figure it out. Our success plans should include, when we get there, a schedule of activities, events, hot buys, social media content, whatever way that you can reach out and touch people. That's how we're going to be taking your niche from what's on the paper into actual, we're going to call it a client funnel, because really that's what's going to be happening. Once you start actually connecting with these people, they will join your pipeline. Okay. So again, by example, I go to conventions and I post regularly on social media, right? So let's talk. This is where we're doing the workshopping process. Maybe we can talk together as tables and buddies, but let's start with who's got, someone sample me what your number one thing is. Let's figure out how we're going to meet these people.
Open houses.
Open houses, and Tinsley has
Walking.
Okay. So you're in a walking group already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's think further about being in the walking group. Have we thought about a t-shirt? And then when we're hustling along, same thing about you gym goers. Who's at the gym going like this? And who's at the gym staring at someone's back where they're zoning out, counting 1, 2. Is it just me? And do you guys stare at the back of other people's shirts and wonder, wow, do they like that band? Do they really go? Or are they a teenager wearing a vintage shirt? Because that's me all day long. Me all day long. I talked to a guy the other day to the gym. I was like, oh my God, I love Blink-182. Did you go to the concert in whatever year it was? He's like, no, this is vintage. And I'm like, how old are you?
Yeah, they look at you like they have no idea. Like they wear a Nirvana shirt, they don't know who Kurt Cobain.
They've never.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it drives me
so
insane.
all that to say is, they had some nodding over here. You've done it too, right? At the gym. So why not consider a shirt? It's free billboard, right? For me, I don't see why not. I need to make a shirt. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I like puns though. So I'd be like, let me do the heavy lifting if you need help buying a house, and leave it at that. Just burp, little muscle under, little barbell underneath the house, call it a day, right? And maybe that's the way someone will bring up and have those conversations with you, like Tracy said. Yeah? I don't know, maybe it's cheesy. I'm cheesy.
That's say like sweater that you guys.
You did? See?
Yeah.
It worked.
Somebody found me, I was waiting for a table for the dinner. We were waiting outside and somebody was having dinner and she noticed my sweater and she goes, do you do real estate? I go, yeah. And we started a conversation.
I love that. I love that.
That sounds cool.
So Steve, so for Tinsley, you could absolutely have a little something.
Okay.
And you, someone read your shirt.
No, I was gonna wear my.
It's kind of passive.
That's it.
And some of these methods might be a little bit more passive than aggressive in terms of lead generation, but maybe you need a little sprinkle both kinds into your business to catch
That's what I was
everybody.
gonna say. It's really easy to bring little gifts too. It could be something as simple as we've done little, we have little pouches and we put sunscreen in them. And we just put a little pouch of sunscreen, a little foil thing of sunscreen inside the pouch and it's branded. And Caitlin takes them to a
On a
in
walk?
the summer. And they're
On a sunny
It'd
day.
be great for a
Oh, I
walk.
got you guys some sunblock.
I also was thinking that we need to get you some branded towels. Right, they
Right.
have a walking towel that they can just carry with them, or if you think of it, if there's something better that you guys all use in when you walk,
Right.
let's provide it for them as a nice thing to do. It'll have our name on it, but who cares? They
Yeah.
gave something free. I promise you, they don't care. You gave me something free. They don't care.
Yeah.
Water bottles would be another good one.
Little wrapper on it. You can print those out at home for penny on your printer.
Yeah, and you can buy the mug somewhere at the dollar store.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so
same
many
thing, you could bring waters to the gym. I don't know. Are you guys, I talk to people at the gym, or are you I go, I do my counting and I leave people when you go to the gyms?
Depends on the day.
Depends on the
I
day.
need to get in and out. I'm like,
Yeah. Okay.
Is it a girl boy thing? Cause my husband says you don't talk to people at the gym. That's not what you're there for. Like, you're not supposed to talk to each other. He won't talk to people. Is that a boy thing? Or do you guys talk to each other?
I try to talk to people.
Okay, that's just my husband.
Just being out there kind of, okay, let's see. Jonathan said open houses, and I don't wanna leave Jonathan hanging out there with open houses as that's your number one?
I mean, that's where I've done like 90% of my deals that come.
Right, and so you're out
I
here.
sold a house to one friend, the one guy I know,
I love that.
and the rest of them have been total strangers.
How often do you do your open houses? What's your open
I
house
do,
schedule?
let's see, there's 8 days in a month. I usually do 7 a month at least.
7 a month, so you
How many
basically
hours?
do one
I do,
every weekend.
I do one
minus
just
one.
about every weekend, and then I'll do, usually on Saturdays, I'll do 11 to 1, Sundays I'll do 12 to
Write
2.
this down, write that down.
And then there are some Saturdays in certain that I've done like 12 to 6. And,
Oh, that's a big open house.
yeah, they're new construction, but I mean, and you know, and it's typical, you might sit there for 3 hours and nothing, and then all of a sudden the last 2 hours, I can't even go to the bathroom. I mean, it's like, you know, and I've gotten people that way, I mean, so.
I love that.
Open
Have
houses
you-
are one of those that you have to do consistently.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do an open house and get 3.
Yeah, you can't,
Not
yeah,
gonna
cause there's people on our team that are like, oh, well, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm like, well, are you doing open houses? You know, I mean, it's just, I don't know, that's mine, and I talked to April about it, and that's her, you know, and it's just like, they work for me and all that, and then like I said, then I get more comfortable about going out and talking, you know, I wear my neck badge to the food line, you
Right,
know what I mean, and all that, and some people do, you know,
You get all kinds of questions,
Yeah.
because they don't know who to ask,
yeah.
but they all have
They're
questions.
like, what's EXP? And I'm like, oh, you know, it stands for, you know, extra special person or whatever.
yeah.
And then it's a problem. Yeah.
I love that. Have you taken your open houses to the next level and tracked who comes in when to see when the prime window is?
No, probably not, because I'm more old school, I'm more paper, you know.
That's
I don't
okay.
know, I guess I could get my son to do a spreadsheet, he's all about like that. But
That's okay. I'm just trying to think of ways,
Yeah.
because I can't be like, what's wrong?
But I just feel like there's days like on like, I've done Thursday night from 4 to 7.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And they're good because, I mean, like, somebody said not long ago, they're like, there's people that get off work at 3 o'clock. The nurses get off work at 3, but they want to hit an open house on the way home because they're working all weekend.
yeah,
Whatever.
love
So,
that.
it's a good, it's not just Saturday and Sunday.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Do you talk about your open houses on social media?
Yeah. I always do my kitchen selfie and things like that. That's kind of my little thing. And I do that. And then I talk about where I'm at, like, I mean,
Because that's putting out there, not only is he doing the open house, but he's reminding you and everybody else that that's what he's doing. And he's not saying, come buy this house.
Yeah,
But when the time comes or when
Yeah.
somebody's in their ear
Yeah.
saying they wanna buy a house.
Yeah.
They just saw his video and he's top of mind, that's all it's for.
Sure.
Because everybody knows what is it, eight realtors, the average person.
Yeah.
yeah,
Eight,
7 or 8 real estate.
Yeah, so what's gonna make them pick you? I'm gonna tell you what it is, you're top of mind when they need it, or when their friend needs it, so that's the beauty of the social media, was it's not gonna get the people that you're doing it for that minute, but the long end.
Yeah. Anybody else want to share any of their niches so we could brainstorm some ideas?
Are there any different ones than we talked about?
Yeah,
Cause we wanna help you figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I like play pickleball.
Excellent.
So actually,
Yeah.
we have, there's a group of people that get together certain days a week. I actually downloaded the app. And I'm gonna try to make it a point to go out there. And
yes, that's
get to know them a
awesome.
little bit better.
I love that.
You could even, definitely do that, cause you'll get to know them, and then as you get to know them, bring them some snacks, right? Snacks,
Bring
put your-
snacks, put a sticker on it,
Yeah.
the water, put a label
Get some
on it.
apps, or whatever's a healthy snack that they'll wanna eat when they're done, or.
Yeah,
Like someone else said, get a bottle of water and put your branding sticker on it. Here you go.
think about a pickleball ball.
Yeah, all you have to give
Those are like ping pong balls, right?
Yeah.
So I bet those would be pretty easy to get
branded
branded.
pickleball.
I'm sure you can get all that stuff. I mean,
Oh,
Like,
that's
I was-
awesome.
I'm trying to make
the other
that.
day we made
Cost money, so
the little
I
spray.
think those decisions are on your own, but
Yeah.
a sticker sheet
Easy.
from Walmart that you put in your printer is $4. And now you could sticker sheet some chips that you bought for, I don't know, a pack of 42 for $10 or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
There you
It
go.
doesn't,
It doesn't have to be
expensive. More expensive. It's just the thought that counts. Who here, well, this is me. Anybody in the world could bring me a flower, one flower. I don't care if you pick it, I don't care if you buy it, but you bring me a flower and you made my whole day. Right? But so I'm saying it doesn't have to be something big. I love gifts. And you give me anything that says you thought of me. And the fact that you put your sticker on it, you did think of me. I know you did this. So don't be afraid to do that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to cost millions.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so what else do
Okay.
we have? Everybody write down, if you will, how you're gonna engage, and we're gonna walk around and see
Yes.
who's not writing, so we can help you
Yeah.
figure out your plan.
That's
okay?
right.
And if you wanna talk
Because
about
after
ways, do that
we
too.
gotta come up with some ideas on how we're engaged.
We want you leaving here with a plan of something you're gonna do to start your niche.
Right.
To start
And
getting.
our next step after we do how we're doing it is what is the routine we'll be following through.
Yes.
That's important. Right? Giving them time to write. But the follow-up is as important as coming up with all of these other ideas. We don't execute, you got nothing.
That's right. You're not very again.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I got shit together or something.
Absolutely.
Not to the parent, but and I was always started or run out of time for it.
Well, you know what I would do too, I'd be asked, do they do snacks or anything?
Not in this league, no, they used to bring things, so trying to press this, but you direct the others.
Why don't you ask them, okay, I volunteer, kids snack, can I? That'd be fun too. I like the parent.
I want
snacks. I like the parent snack.
If you're watching this hours to change read my voice.
Bring them a snack, and we'll stick or some snack. bring them with you and bring a whole basket. Right, of stuff that you could just walk around the bar. That's free of charge this charity. That's very like, oh, right, and something thought what. We even go say, okay, I could chat at. It's like a late like man, you know, like maybe like that. In my day, whatever, like in the branding that you want to. For example, also want to like the team's message. Not all the minutes. Yeah, they love it like that. Just actually like this. That's some kind of maybe some concept of some space and so relates to interest now. And basically seriously like same time have it over and I don't have some person is this shit. It's not fun, but I really found personality on telling me advice to yes, I bring it, should I just set this out? Like that, and like, it sounds like us. I'm thinking about fire. I'm walking the lakes to last. I'm just.
It sounds, that else doesn't say. That's her. Because like everything. It's the trend. It's this. It's one of the drums. See, dream. It's I hear you. It's not. It's in the front of the worship. Spirit speak back about anything you want to loud just on our thing. Still lots of long
I think. God. And in that case, he's given out a rating for a sound that company for size and try. What are we going to kind of in the different things of the basically that we regularly see yeah, which and they happens and but it's getting the promise greater maybe control to get organization this was but she's not much when time these and she not much to expect a lot because she got to stop yeah yeah, like I'm here in front of town and down. Winners. Welcome on the back. So I'm well about you. Just already and went in top of the right side. I just all the rest and haters and it's less thinking. It's in the world. But you could like I'm just doing that just had no nature. I don't know because it's been enough time. I'm guilty that once I was establishing this study courses and split something that we are together. I've been learning it's going to just I can tell time. Yeah, I was really but I want to just like earth off. Yeah.
That's the same time around yours. Sure, in, yeah. True. And it's really. That's one person.
Expecting anyone else. This. Lifestyle.
I got one thing left.
Okay. Thanks so much. It's been great. Caitlin had a little bit more to wrap up, but I just think I love how communities in the room was. I thought this was really good.
Yeah.
All the ideas floating around. So thank you for being here.
Thank you guys. I loved all that energy. That was really great. So remember your execution is the super duper part of all of this, right? We can write it down on a piece of paper, but at the end of the day, if you're not following through the same way you have to follow through with any cold lead call that you had to make for your job or whatever it is you're doing, if we're not following up, if we're not executing regularly, it won't get you anywhere. And it's not a one and done, okay? I'll tell you, it took me 6 months doing these events before I got one person and then picked up there. But we all know real estate is the long game, right? So I have just some quick samples of like stuff that I've been doing because I forgot to show you guys earlier. These are my events and pop buys. I made these little cards that I passed out at the kids' school. There's a little lip balm on it, and I did one for every month of the school year last year. And it just says, "You're the bomb." And then has a little chapstick on it. And the back just says, "You should love where you live," or "Is your home the bomb.com," which is a little on jokes. Right? But they liked it. They liked it, right? These are our little sunblock pouches that Tracy was describing to you earlier. That's the TKO team on it. I put 2 little sunblock pouches. They're like one-use sunblocks. And then my business card. And I hand them out at events when it's hot and sunny. I'm like, "Here's a little sunblock." I don't
And
get
the pouch is reusable and it has a little keychain.
it is a little coin pouch. I make a bookmark and I pass out at gymnastics. And it says, "I'm no gymnast, but you'll love my floor routine. Let's see some houses." I told you guys I like puns. Great. I have a little flyer that I hand out at Cub Scouts because I'm deeply involved in my son's Cub Scouts. I love it a lot. These are what I hand out at my events. And this is what I look like at an event.
That's awesome.
Right?
That's cool. Amazing.
Oh no, we don't have to talk about Trello today. We don't have time for all that, but call my community to talk about Trello.
Whole different class.
Yeah. But this is how I keep it organized, if you wanna see. I have activities, and I have the month. And then in each month, I have the date and what my activities are, when I'm handing out stuff, where I'm going, what I'm doing. This keeps me on track for that execution we talked about, because if I can check it off, check, then I'm happy. So.
Let's see.
Hey, Kelsey.